with the split push on the side. I noticed they took a teleport on Kennen. That could be coming in pretty handy to him later in the game. Maybe not necessarily for the split push, but for some big engages.
Yeah. No, it will be interesting to see how they play out the teleport. Always like to have teleport on my top, just personally. Always like to have it just to be able to get into the bot lane, maybe wreck a little bit of havoc. I was actually a little surprised we didn't see the Katarina come out from the blue team here, because Katarina would have been able to get in, and they would have only had 2 interrupts. 3, sorry. Zyra knock-up on the ultimate would have been there. But they only would have had 3 interrupts for ulti. Really could have gotten in there and done some damage before hopping out.
Yeah, it could have ended up changing their team comp a bit if they had gone with the Katarina earlier. Ooh.
Oh,
Looks like we got a pause coming in.
Do not know why.
Let's check out these spectator mode tips. New PC. Gotta love those tips.
Yeah. Actually, I will ask that you take away the all chat here. We just never know what they're going to say, and we don't want anything that could be said to get out on stream.
Oh yeah, no problem. I don't have it displayed.
Okay, good. Just checking. I didn't check with him before, so I'm sorry, folks. That's our little personal banter there. So starting out here, we will see Doran's blades on both AD carries. The Hunter's machetes coming out on both junglers. Kha'Zix will actually start Longsword and Pot. And let's see, from support at least, we will see the Fairy Charm wards start. And from Zyra, we will actually see the Rejuvenation Bead ward start. Interesting. Kennen will start out with Cure Wards Pots. Also interesting. And then Rumble will start out with the Cloth Pot start.
So,
oh wow, Blue is really deep here, and they're looking to catch someone out. Oh, this could be bad for Renegade.
Oh, they spotted Kennen out. Oh, the cocoon misses.
The cocoon misses, but
here
now
comes Lee Sin.
Alright. He's going to jump. Will he be able to finish this up?
Looks
no,
like he's
they're going
get
to
out
have
of
to
there.
walk away. But this is... It's a good...
They did force him to take that speed boost instead of the Shuriken, which is usually what you'll see most Kennen start with.
Yeah, it will make it a little bit harder for him at level 1. They've dropped 2 good wards into the red jungle. That's just going to give them a lot more knowledge about where Jarvan's going to be at the start of this game. And now they're just going to back off, let Zac get the blue, and then they're going to be on their merry way. Actually, we're going to see from all of the solo laners here, not a single one of them use the mana structure. So really, who gets the blue buff is kind of almost arbitrary, really.
Yeah, and one thing Blue really capitalized on there was they managed to force some really defensive wards out of the purple side. Like, they're defending their own Wraith entrance in blue, which aren't really going to be contested anytime soon, so those aren't going to be giving them any good knowledge, and they're just going to sort of fade out.
Yeah, good point, because it's a battle of economy at the start of every game. You always... Oh, wow, a cocoon misses there. You always want to try and get as much bang for your buck early as you can, because really, everyone starts with the same resources in this game, and it's how you use them early that makes the big difference. Oh wow, Kha'Zix is going to do some pretty solid damage on Lee Sin right now.
Yeah, popping those Qs off when they're not next to any minions, it increases the damage. I forget the exact percentage because I'm not a Kha'Zix player, but quite a bit.
Yeah. Oh wow, Lee Sin going
wow,
Kha'Zix.
flashing
Kha'Zix
for it.
off the flash.
But it looks like he's going to go away some action in bot lane now.
Alright, Zac looks to get in here on the gate. They don't have a ward. They don't know he's in there. The elastic slingshot starts up. Is he going to go in? Oh, wow. And as we were watching bot there, Kha'Zix will pick up Lee Sin at the top. So that's going to be first blood to the red team here.
Oh, looks like Zac's going in with the elastic slingshot. And a pause!
And pause!
You can just see Zac stretched out on the edge of the screen, launching his slingshot.
Now we are stuck in nothing but pure suspense.
All right.
So that must have been a misstep there by Lee Sin, going
Yeah.
in there and maybe getting cut out by a Kha'Zix Q and a tower shot, because Kha'Zix is awfully low right now.
So Lee Sin had forced the flash on Kha'Zix just a moment before, and he felt like with the flash ignite combo he'd be able to finish him off pretty quickly. But unfortunately, I didn't see exactly what happened. It looked like he maybe missed his E or his initial Q for the engage, but he didn't get his full damage combo off, and ended up dying as he tried to, he realized he was going to take one too many tower hits, so he reactivated the second half of his Q to try and get the execute off. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to make it and got sniped down halfway through.
Oh, wow. And Kha'Zix actually did pick up his Void Spike there as his second ability, so maybe being able to just re-heal that little extra bit helped him out. So, Zac does get into bottom down there. They do land a good bit of damage onto Misfortune, and now it's really going to be Elise and Caitlyn in control of this bot lane, as there are not many pots to be had. Actually, Zyra is fresh out.
And another pause. I hope they're not lagging on their side. I know they were having some internet issues before. Hopefully, just some minor technical difficulties
issues,
we can get over. But I would like to point out the mismatch in mid. So Rumble actually bought his cloth armor expecting to be laning against Kha'Zix, and instead he's got Kennen, and the lane actually looks to be not necessarily in his favor. The farm's actually a little bit on Kennen's side, but he is pushing the wave, so looks like that hasn't come into play too much, but maybe later on we might see some problems in lane start to arise because of that.
Yeah, but I would like to say, with Kennen start, he bought a lot of wards. He's really going to be careful about not letting Zac get into the lane easily, and wow.
Wow.
That was a long bit of gameplay we just had.
Yeah, we did just get that new patch limiting the starting number of health potions to 5, so those mid laners that aren't really mana reliant, Kennen specifically, they can start with the 2 wards now instead of just the 1, and that'll really allow them to be safe for a while in mid lane.
Well, this is definitely one of the odder times. As casters, you're told what to do when people are farming, but boy, when it's paused, there's even less to talk about.
Yeah, I just keep getting this Rumble Flame Spitter sound animation procking every few seconds. It's keeping me entertained.
I'm stuck watching bot lane, and that's about right now it's about as interesting as watching paint dry. I can say that Caitlyn is taking the early CS advantage here. She's got 17, and we have a disconnect.
Yeah, it looks like might be having some issues. I know whenever we get LANs going at my university, at least for the first couple of, not necessarily hours, but a little while, you can always expect to have a few people with connection issues. Just universities, something about them, they can't just give away good internet.
Well, a lot of universities, mine included, they will cap bandwidth if they see consistent use for too long.
Yeah.
It's really one of their ways of fighting rampant torrenting, not rapid, rampant torrenting. I mean, you really can't blame them, but it does make streaming hard, and it does make some gaming instances very hard, especially when you're trying to do these large-scale events.
Oh yeah, you know, whenever those pauses are going down, it's always just messing up those players just a little bit. Especially, you know, once as most players don't even play games with pause very often. You know, in solo queue, there's no pause. So when this happens,
don't we all wish that there was pause?
Oh, so much. Oh, my guy's disconnected. Let me just pause real quick, and let's wait instead of having a 4v5 for 10 minutes, and then he comes back and he's 5 levels behind. Oh, but that's a story for another day.
Yeah, we're not super critical of Riot, not at all.
No, they do an amazing job with their community.
Actually, I guess we can have story time here since we have the time. For all of you out there that didn't know King of the Bay was happening, it's been we've been pretty much on track with this event for, I'd say, about a good week. And through the week, we were signed up to do this event, and we actually got notified on Thursday that Berkeley just did not have the transportation to get down here to this tournament, so they had canceled the event. And when word got to the rioters, Riot got on the phone, they got the transportation fixed out, and here we are. We have a wonderful tournament. I mean, it was really Riot coming to the rescue of this event.
Yeah, Riot always does an amazing job of taking care of their community. And it looks like we're getting this unpaused right now. So hopefully not too many more issues going on in.
Yeah, hopefully we'll run a little bit smoother here from now on. Boy, Miss Fortune and Zyra really pushed the tower right now. And it looks like Kha'Zix is going to go back right now for his first buy. Oh wow, Miss Fortune going in. Maybe not realizing the barrier was going to be there, and
trading the flash for the barrier. A little bit of a loss there technically, but she might force her out of lane. So, whoa, the double up
hit. Boy, that's really something you can't rely on it. It is a random bounce, but boy, catching that out really gave a good solid advantage there to Miss Fortune. That's going to help. Unfortunately, Zyra does drop to the Elise, coming right back in with her spider form. So, 1v1 trade, but you always like the kill on the AD carry more than the support early.
Yeah, so whenever you see a low health target just hanging out at the back of a creep line, if you can hit one of the creeps that's farther behind, you're basically guaranteed to get the shot off on the champion, because the double up can only go to targets that are 180 degrees behind the champion. So anything that they're not facing towards, it can hit basically.
Yeah. It's easier said than done, but still, very
nice play from MF. So
yeah,
big surprise coming from the purple team. As we pointed out, they were a bit underrated, at least from what the banner or the borders at the load screen would lead us to believe, but they've gotten themselves a nice 2-1 lead, at least here in kills. Gold's about even, but let's see. Yeah. That's got to be coming in on farm from somebody. Yeah, it looks like a pretty big farm difference on Kha'Zix. That's actually interesting.
Wow, Kha'Zix, yeah, he has the kill.
He has the kill, but he's behind on farm, so yeah, it must have been that early denial.
Yeah, mathematically they always say a kill is worth about 15 creeps, I believe is the
just about
the general rule. So even with his kill right now, he's still down roughly 3 creeps in gold. So it'll be interesting to see how he regroups from here. And here comes Zach. He's going to elastic slingshot into the lane. He's going to catch up Kha'Zix. There's going to be a lot of slow going down. Lee Sin catches up with the Q, slows him down again with the cripple.
Lets the Zag tank the tower.
No, they will not chase him again.
Yeah, the Lee Sin actually did a really good play there, sort of jumping out for a second to let the Zac take the initial tower hit. But it looks like they sort of just decided it wasn't worth it there.
Oh wow, the Cocoon there lands on Zyra, and Caitlyn puts in a good bit of poke down there, as now Zyra is low once again. All she's
Rumble
got
ultimate coming down in mid. Looks like it was a little bit of a miss ultimate.
So a miss ultimate there by Rumble is going to let Kennen live with just a, about a 4th health right now.
Yeah, he was down to maybe 20%, a little bit lower than that. If he had landed his ultimate in sort of the arc towards the tower, it might not have finished him, but it definitely would have gotten him a lot closer.
And clearly this Rumble coming from the Dyrus school of playing, laughing at his opponent all the way.
Yeah, ever since they made that change on the Rumble ultimate to make it less front-loaded so the initial burst doesn't do as much, you really have to be careful with the way you lay down that shot. A lot of Rumbles are used to sort of just dropping it on the spot and knowing that they've got the execute. But in that case, it sort of hurt him because he just quick dropped it thinking he could get the finish, but because he didn't get enough dot damage out there, it really hurt him.
Well, both members of the purple bot lane here are going to base. They were awfully low, and I don't think they wanted to stick around in case Caitlyn hit 6. And it looks like, oh wow, killing the top lane. Boy, did I miss that one. Lee Sin will finally pick up that Kha'Zix who had just